Hi, this is Edwina Wilson. I am the CEO and founder of Kelly's Choice. I am so excited about what just took place on November the 15th, 2014 in Hampton, Virginia. We had our first annual Caregivers Appreciation Award ceremony. We honored several caregivers for their selfless love, their hearts, for the sacrifices they made, things they had to do in their life in order to be able to care for someone else, whether they were a family member or just someone that they had enough love for to bring into their home to care for and show them what love is. Now, this event was so successful. We had some great performers, awesome speakers such as our motivational speaker, platform speaker from Tawana Williams. We had Pastor Peggy, Britt, recording gospel artist. We had Charlene Puryear, another recording gospel artist. If y'all haven't seen these people, you don't know what you're missing. A whole lot of great talent in the Hampton Roads area. We had who else we had? Scottii Copeland, man, another gospel recording artist. We had our mistresses of ceremony, Latrese Carter. We had Minister Paulette Holmes. Oh my goodness. And we had several great presenters. Rod Thomas from the 700 Club. You know what? It's just so many to mention. I can't even mention all of them. But it was a phenomenal event. We definitely look forward to next year. The caregivers, my gosh, their stories so compelling, so heartwarming. And what better person to get up there and share that moment than the caregivers themselves? It was just something you just would not have wanted to have missed. Caregivers normally go unnoticed. You don't hear too much about caregivers, and they're needed. They're needed because we are the ones that have to change our lives and have the hearts and love in order to care for someone else. Now, everyone can't do this, and we know this, but those that are chosen are genuine. Now, you have people that do this because it's a job, but it's not the same thing. I tell you, I tell you what, I can't get enough of what happened and what took place on that day. If you weren't there, you just don't know what you missed. But there will be another day that you could come along, join us on this event, and see what it is that caregivers go through. See what the sacrifices that they made just by their own stories. Now, Kelly's Choice was actually a dream that I had in 2011, July. And that dream, I was in a huge ballroom, full to capacity with those that have all different types of special needs and disabilities. I saw crutches and walkers and wheelchairs and canes and those that care for them. And I saw myself at the podium. Then I saw three guest speakers at the podium. And I remember opening the podium up to those that so desired to want to share a story, tell their testimony, or talk about their journey. I remember seeing at least 4 people get up there and start talking about their journey. And when I tell you, I remember that it was phenomenal. I woke up as I saw a line waiting of people to get to that podium. Oh my gosh. All I knew was I had to shake my husband. I was like, Corey, I need you to get up and I need you. He looked at me like, what are you talking about? So I had to share my dream with him. And I said, wow, the magnitude of that dream and the people standing there waiting. I said, could you only imagine? So we talked about that, and he was like, Winnie, people want to be heard. And that dream became a vision. And for 3 years, I talked about it. And it was just so phenomenal. And I felt like God allowed me to have that dream because I'm a mom / caregiver myself. I have a daughter named Kelly. Kelly will be 29 this month, the 15th of December. And Kelly has cerebral palsy. She has a history of seizures and other disabilities. But we don't let Kelly's disabilities limit her to things that she want to do. And we give her an opportunity to try anything that she asks us to do, as long as we know it won't hurt her or harm her. Because the last thing we want to do is tell her no. So God allowed me to have that dream because I feel like it was because of my journey and my heart and my love. So again, I talked about it for 3 years, didn't do anything. Well, in 2012, I did call the IRS to get an EIN number. So that was one step. But in May of this year, I received a phone call from a young lady in North Carolina. And she called because she was getting her daughter ready for the prom. And she was excited about seeing her daughter going to the prom. And she was excited because her daughter was actually invited to the prom. So she was just an overwhelmed, excited mom. I met this young lady 3 years ago. And I started telling her about Kelly's Choice and things that I wanted to do for the special needs. So the mom remembered one of the things that I talked about doing for the special needs. So I said to myself after talking to her, because long story short, I didn't have anything good to tell her because she wanted to know through that call had I decided to have that event or if she knew someone that would. And I didn't. But God knows on the inside, I felt everything from that call. And I felt like God used her to get to me to say, Winnie, it's time to get Kelly's Choice off the ground. And that's exactly what I did. When I got off the phone, I received through that message that the mom saw the beauty in getting her daughter ready for the prom, that she could only see the beauty in her daughter at the event that I had talked about having. My gosh. So I thank God for using her, but more so I thank her for receiving the message from God and moving forward with making that phone call to me. That's how he worked. So after I got off the phone call, I made a call to a friend, Latrese Carter, because she's an event planner. You know, when she's an event planner, she's a director, she's a playwriter, she's an evangelist, she's an actress. She does quite a few things. So I called her and I told her, I said, I have an event I want to plan for the special needs. She said, okay, well, let's do it. I said, okay. She said, do you have a website up? I said, no. She said, would you like a website? I said, absolutely. So she built my website in one day. So she called me the next day and she said, I'm waiting for her. She called me. She said, well, she told me that day we were talking about the website. She said, I'll call you back if I have some questions. I said, okay. So I'm waiting. The whole day went by. Later on that night, she called me and said, your website finished. And I'm thinking, my website finished? Okay. So I'm like, all right. So she, I go on the website and I look at everything and I'm like at an awe. And I knew at that moment that it was beginning. This was it. Kelly's Choice was about to rise. So I started reading everything on the website and I got to the About Me page and I started reading everything of what she had on there. And I was like, you think she know me? Because she didn't call and ask me anything. But it was so well written. So I thank her for that. Anywho, the next day I called the city of Suffolk. I actually, went down to the city of Suffolk to find out what I needed to do in order to get Kelly's Choice in a position where I could file for a 501c3. Because as soon as I had that vision, I immediately saw a nonprofit organization. So I took the necessary steps that I had to take through the city of Suffolk to get Kelly's Choice through all the necessary steps into an incorporation. And now we're in the process of waiting for the 501c3. So we're definitely, truly excited. I thank God for allowing me to have the dream. I thank God for allowing him not to, for that dream to not leave me. And it was no way I was going to do that anyway, because I have a husband that continued to say to me through those whole 3 years, Winnie, you have a dream. God gave you a vision, honey, and you need to step into it. He said, why don't you just do what God gave you? Start your business. And I would just look at him and I said, I don't know, Corey. And he said, okay, I'm just saying you have your own. And because God gave you that. But sometimes you may not be ready for the things that God give you. Now, he may give you the dream. That dream may become a vision. But until you're ready and God is in it, is when you'll see that full-blown success. Just like that successful event we just had with Kelly's Choice. Now, God was in this all the way from the day I actually had the dream up until the day that I received that phone call in May. And he's walked with me through this whole thing, through the whole process, through the whole steps of getting the paperwork done. And then I started meeting people. My first event that I thought that I was going to have was for the special needs and the disabled. And that quickly turned. One day I was at church and I thought I received from God that I was going to have a gospel concert and have a small ceremony, a reception before the concert for just a handful of caregivers. Again, that quickly turned, and that was actually going to be in October the 18th. And then I found out about Caregivers Month, which is the month of November. With that, I started meeting a lot of people that take care of their parents. People like me that take care of their mom, their dad, their grandparents, and people like my mom that take care of their moms and their dads and so forth. So I started meeting a lot of adults taking care of adults 18 and over. And as I listened to their compelling, heartwarming stories, it captivated my heart, which led me to start saying Appreciation Award Ceremony. And all of a sudden, all I knew was I was planning a Kelly's Choice first annual Appreciation Award Ceremony. And it was nothing else after that. So I started, organizing that and started getting people together. I started seeing the vision, how I wanted it to come together, and the things that I wanted to do within the event. And my husband diligently worked with me 100% in putting this together nonstop. I mean, we were going to interviews. We were doing so much, and he never gave up on me. Just like he never gave up on my job, my dream. He believed in my dream. He saw that vision. And he saw more into it than I even saw into it. And he would even say to me, Winnie, I hope you're ready for this, because this is bigger than what you think it is. Did it put a little fear in me? Absolutely it did. But that's okay, because I didn't let it stop me, even though it had a little bit of fear in me. I didn't let it stop me. One thing you cannot do is let anyone or anything put fear in you to stop or hold up that dream or that idea or that vision you have. If God give it to you, it's already done. You just got to take that step and walk into it full flesh, nothing but faith, because he got you. So I'm just really, really excited. And, after the event, I can remember I was sitting home one day and I received a message, and I heard this voice say, "You didn't get it." And I'm thinking, what didn't I get? And when I look at the event, it was so well. I was sitting, even towards the end of the event, I could remember myself crying, and it was a cry of love and excitement and joy and just appreciation of all the people that was there that believed in me, that believed in themselves. The people that worked with me that truly believed in me and stuck with me. And I know I may have been a pain sometimes, but I thank them. And but this word I heard was, "You didn't get it." And I'm thinking to myself, what didn't I get? And I was, and I thought, I said, God, if it's something that you're trying to show me and you feel that I need to know, please send me a signal, a sign, a better message or something so I can receive what you're trying to tell me that I didn't get. So I end up receiving that. And what I received was that event was actually reality. When I first saw this particular venue that we were in, I saw it back towards the end of July. When I walked into it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I didn't know what I was going to do at the time. All I knew was if I was going to do something, this was the venue that I was going to use. So when I came up with the caregivers event, all I knew was that I wanted the caregivers to have a moment for themselves, to appreciate themselves, to thank themselves, to feel joy within themselves, and to know that they have not been forgotten. I wanted them to look good, feel good, and just have joy on the inside. And that meant along with the venue as well, because that, to me, that played a really big part. Because all I knew was that when they walk into a venue, I wanted them to immediately see beauty, see something really, really beautiful. And that's exactly what happened. So the venue was gorgeous inside and out. It was just a really phenomenal place. It was a huge, it was actually a church, and the sanctuary was so huge. So what I received was, I was in this huge ballroom, but it was a sanctuary. And it was full with special needs, all different types of special needs, and those who care for them. Plus a lot of guests and VIPs and media and so forth like that. And my original thought for the event was to have the caregivers' pictures flash across the screen and a small synopsis of their story. That didn't happen. Actually, it didn't even press my spirit to the point where I felt like I really needed to do that. So during the event, all the caregivers, as they were called, they walked up, received their trophies and their certificates, and they all had an opportunity to get to the podium to share whatever they so desired to share. And the message was, you didn't get it. That's it. The message, you didn't get it, was, Winnie, did you see your dream come into? That's what's reality, boo. The ballroom, the special needs, the disabled, those that care for them, yourself at the podium, your guest speakers at the podium, and you open the podium up to those that desire to share a story, their testimony, or the journey, whatever they desire to tell. That was it. That was literally a dream come true. Now, sometimes dreams don't come true, But you got to ask yourself, did it not come true because you didn't believe in it yourself? You didn't pursue it? You gave up on it? You were scared? You were afraid? Or what was it that, for the reason why that dream did not come true? But a dream can come true if you hold it close to your heart. You believe in yourself, you believe in that vision, and you just keep walking in it and trusting God along the way. And that's exactly what I did. I trust God. And that was the most beautiful thing I ever could have walked. Now, during one of the interviews, one of the young caregivers said something about she didn't mind me crawling before I walked. And the interviewer said, I don't think she crawled, because if she did, that was a massive crawl, because that's a massive event in there. But that was God. Because only God can allow you to do something so courageous like that. And the funny thing about it is, I didn't see it. I planned it. I did steps. I did everything that I saw that I knew I wanted to happen, and I did it. But I didn't see the event until I got there. And my God, I was just so excited. I was excited about seeing the people. Oh my guests. I was just so excited. I just don't even know what else to say. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being there, all the caregivers and everybody again. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you so much. I would love for you all to continue to support Kelly's Choice by following us. Going with us to another level of things that we have planned. Expect another annual caregivers event and more. And if you want to know more about Kelly's Choice, you can reach us several ways. We are on Twitter, Kelly's Choice, hashtag Kelly's Choice. We are on Instagram, Kelly's Choice, Facebook, Kelly's Choice, and Kelly's Choice Inc., like that page. Our email address is Kelly's Choice Now, N-O-W, that's KELLYCHOICENOW @gmail.com. Our website is www.kellyschoicenow.com. And you can reach us at 757-453-5167. I thank you for your time. I thank you for everything. God bless you all. We at Kelly's Choice love you. And just stay tuned with us because there is definitely more to come. Have a great one.